Sargon stuff. It's really irritating to see how it's come across. Rather annoyingly, I did agree to an extent with Thunderfoot about some of the poor taste jokes made on that stream. I hated them so much. Like, to me, the only thing you need to do rather than try and score points is simply send condolences and not go on some like moral crusade, which some people were doing. It's pretty fucked up, to be fair.
Yeah, and we really don't know everything about the situation anyway, so we can't really comment too much.
And I wouldn't want to. I just want to. In my mind, the only thing I'd want to do is say, I'm really sorry for your loss, and that I hope he, while serving his time, if he is in fact guilty, that he gets the help he needs.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hang on. Is that me virtue signaling now? Oh no!
There's not much more that needs to be said.
Yeah, he's committed. He has committed, well, possibly committed, allegedly committed a crime. Everything else is just pure conjecture. And people jumping on the bandwagon at the moment.
Does he have PTSD? Does he not have PTSD?
I've been listening to some of the. I listened to Politipod's stream to raise funds for. I think it was people with suffering vets with PTSD, and I thought that was quite nice. Whether or not it's connected to the whole incident, I don't know. But I wasn't paying that much attention to the drama. But when it came to like Thunderfoot and Sargon, it's really amusing to see how even such big channels can have such petty little squabbles. They're mortal like us.
Some of it feels a little bit playgroundish.
Oh, it is. You know how people
feels like high school.
Yeah, you know how people do the limp wrist slapping? They lean forward.
Yeah, that's what the vision I had actually.
That's basically it. Thunderfoot did fuck up. He did quote mine or cherry pick or whatever it is.
Well, the funny thing is, I watched that video as well. Thunderfoot's first, and I was like, oh god, I didn't watch the stream. I agreed with him, and then I watched Sargon's video, and I was like, right.
Yeah, I watched the stream and I managed to get to the end, and I was like, I'm so disappointed in so many of you right now for making these dark jokes. I know they're jokes, but fuck me.
But I realised that was the point of the stream, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's poor taste, and they accept that.
Yes, and they should all, go to the headmaster's office and get attention away. So besides all the YouTube drama, what should we talk about?
I mean,
I've been ill for 3 days, so I don't have a topic.
In the Discord chat, which I laughed at.
Oh, did you? I need to the last couple of days I haven't been properly checking Discord much.
University of Rochester student government organization cracks down on single gender organizations that use gendered language in like their bylaws and stuff.
We spoke briefly about that in a chat, didn't we?
I know that last week. I mentioned
your frat.
It's a co-ed frat.
Still say brother.
Yeah, and I'm curious. I don't know if we have a chapter on that campus, but if we did, they would probably be in trouble because the SGA organization would probably not like the use of the word brother, despite it's a gender-neutral pronoun in terms of that or in the scope of that organization.
They should go back to the 1500s and call everyone girl. That'll solve the problem.
Yeah. What else did I post?
I know that I saw lots of memes. Some I had to delete because some of those were grim. Okay, Pippi, you know that, and she's not here, but Pippi, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Then there was the University of Hawaii professor demanding that white men quit their jobs.
Oh, I heard about this. I think didn't Mundane Matt do a video on it, or was it Charming Man?
I don't know. I don't watch him.
That was beautiful. Yeah.
And she graduated from Princeton. So that's one of
the because I said
Ivy League schools in my state.
Well,
or I think really need Ivy League.
They need to bring Brass Eye back.
Oh,
you guys
Brass.
know
Hang on, was that the satire show?
Yeah.
Like, back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember it. Right, okay, so here's the article. Let's see. Hawaii, so multicultural. Come on, lesbian. You know what she really needs? She needs some Ron Jeremy in her.
Yeah.
I think you should send her a bottle.
I can't afford to send everyone
God.
bottles of rum. I wish I could, but
I hate
Why
these
is the rum
adverts that
gone?
drive me insane. Sorry?
Why is the rum all gone?
It's I don't know. Let's see. Assistant professor holds a PhD in mathematics. Wait, so you have an actual decent, a proper degree? No offense to all humanities students, but seriously, I'm an elitist in this way. Why then to get out of the way? Get out the way. Oh no of. Wow, you can tell she's a science student, and of doesn't exist. Not to alarm, but quit your job or at least take a demotion. Just go to someone else.
It pisses me off.
If you're a white cis man,
Yeah,
you almost
basically.
certainly should resign from your position of power. Oh, for fuck's sake, adverts.
Why aren't you using AdBlock?
Well, I'd just like to rebel against mundane Matt. Turn off that pesky ad block. Wait, does that rebel against? Fuck it. Where am I?
I mean,
Ads are annoying.
They are, and there are quite a number of them on this page.
Yeah.
Well,
It's how the websites stay in business.
white cis men as needed to get retained who are not until the problem goes away. If you think this man on serious use sex, fucking hell. I like this. Oh, special. Lesbian.
Yeah, and then what was also telling women not to drink during pregnancy is sexist now.
I saw Sugar Tits tweet about that. But then again, we get there are a lot of health. There are certainly as we've evolved, societally and scientifically, I guess. There are a lot more things advised women don't do. I've got a sister who's probably going to pop in 2 weeks, and she still smokes, and I've told her so many times not to.
Oh yeah, no,
I've
that's
snatched cigarettes out of her hands, but yeah, exactly. My mum did when she was pregnant with, I think maybe myself and my older sister. I think she stopped briefly during the next two. It's one of the silly things, but she didn't drink. And I think drinking, there are some. I do vaguely recall hearing about there are some health benefits to the occasional glass of wine, but whether or not it's during pregnancy, I don't know.
I think wasn't it like red wine's meant to be good for you in small doses.
for your heart.
Yeah, it's like dark chocolate, isn't it? It's like black, like some high cocoa chocolate.
What else
Ron
happens?
Jeremy's good in big doses.
Oh, this is something from your country. The Oxford student, the female stabbing her boyfriend and may avoid jail time because of a promising career.
What do you all think about a drug-addled student who's extraordinary, air quotes around extraordinary, getting a bit wasted and knifing somebody,
Like,
and then
like
not getting
Prison.
sent, not getting down?
That I can't say I agree with that.
And I also open this up to the chat. What do you think about that? Because this is ridiculous.
yeah, I shared the link from the college fix, I think. But like we like when men are drunk and they rape women, it's the man's fault. If a man is drunk and a woman is sober and the woman rapes the man, it's also the man's fault. It's the same situation
woman
here.
can
It's
revoke
just like it's
consent.
always the guy's, or it'll always be the guy's fault, and the female, if she's inebriated or whatever, will
Yeah.
not have any absolved
Well, there's
of
the
any
thing,
responsibility. Patriarchy.
But there was
But there's the
a
thing-
judge over here a while
Sorry, go
ago
on.
that got in loads of trouble because there was a case where a girl got raped. The guy was tried and convicted, but the judge said to the girl who was raped, "You need to take more care of yourself when you're out, and you shouldn't get so drunk." And she was like, "Yeah, I agree with you." And there was this huge backlash over it.
To be honest,
Yeah.
the whole idea that you should take responsibility for your actions seems like it's pretty obvious. Yeah, people
Yeah,
are like, "Oh,
well-
but surely when I'm totally smashed out of my face, I should no longer be responsible for myself." It's like, no. You really should be. You really should. I'm
Basically,
sorry.
what the judge was saying, but because he said it to a woman, kicked off.
Sexism.
Oh,
There's a thing
remember
a couple of years ago. So about 2 years ago, when I first, around the time I started making content, there was a case of a guy who, 18 months after he'd had sex with a girl, she then revoked consent and tried to force it into criminal
Can't
charge.
do that.
Yeah.
So I said
this
yes
'cause
at the time, but on reflection,
yeah. On reflection, was it really good enough, or should I just really fuck with him?
or
I know.
It's
I'll send him to
ridiculous.
prison and get him raped.
you can't. And this is the problem with universities nowadays teaching the whole affirmative consent thing. Like that has so many problems associated with it because humans, I forget what the percentage is of verbal to nonverbal in terms of how we communicate with one another. Like,
Pull
can't-
this one up.
even if you're still in a yes, yes means yes world, the female could say, "Oh, he didn't say that," and then it just goes back to he said, she said thing anyway.
Mhm.
It just sucks for everybody involved. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, if I remember correctly, this girl got a slap on her wrist.
Or no, she doesn't even have to serve jail time, though she might get kicked out of her university.
She may get struck off for practicing medicine, but it's unlikely if she's
Oh, so
She's not facing jail
It was
time.
an assault then. I just want to check she didn't do anything else. It was just an assault, right?
Well,
Yeah,
it was assault with a deadly weapon because it was with a
It's a
knife, I
crime.
think. Like it with attempted murder almost.
Wow!
Yeah.
Look what she did. She hang on. She stabbed her boyfriend in the leg after punching him in the face. Held a laptop, glass, and jam jar.
surely that's
Oh,
at least
alright.
ABH or GBH, isn't it? Probably
And also a waste
ABH.
of quality jam.
Yeah. Grievous badly, or whatever the wording is.
Told to stay drug free. Well, that's unlikely unless she goes on some rehabilitation program and not to reoffend. Well,
Yeah,
This does actually. The article mentions at the beginning here, the Brock Turner case. I don't think, under the circumstances, you can even for a second line those two cases up. Yes, but iffy.
Yeah, it's just it's a fucked up world we live in, ain't it?
So just because you're intelligent, it doesn't mean you should avoid going to jail.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. As far as I'm concerned, it's a case of you should, if the law states this and you've committed this crime, bye-bye.
Like they proved
That's
it.
Yeah, there should be no nuance under mitigating circumstances. Okay, hang on. Someone's going to quote mine that and say, "Oh, what about when people are domestically abused by their partner and they beat the fuck out of them?"
Most of the time, domestic violence is it's mutual combat.
Yeah,
is what most domestic violence is, or it's a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Most domestic violence is not a consistent day-to-day thing. And contrary to what certain people like to push, men can be victims of domestic violence. They just have like maybe one or two women's shelters in the country, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you are being constantly verbally abused by somebody, you know, and you're, you know, maybe wrongfully, defend yourself, but because you're a guy, you've got a bit too much power. Well, in fact, you wouldn't have to hit them that hard, would you? Before, you know, if it was just a little knock and it has a little red mark,
you don't have to load up your shot, do you?
No.
Or she slaps him or something, and he instinctively, upon getting hit by somebody, like punches back.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. A long time ago, of my ex-girlfriend, I randomly, I was over at her parents' house. I got up one morning, and I walked into the kitchen. She was already in making breakfast, and for some God knows reason, she decided to kick me in the balls.
Oh well, that's an act of war.
And I did a lot of
Sorry, dude.
Muay Thai at the time, and I just instinctively, and I did pull my kick. But I went for a leg kick, like a Thai leg kick, and kicked her in the leg. I could have taken her legs out for her. I didn't. It was just enough to go. Don't do that again. Don't mess with the jewels. But that would be, I guess,
Those are sensitive and useful for like reproduction purposes.
Yeah, don't do because you have to graze nuts. You know what I mean? You don't have to kick them to hurt them.
They're very sensitive.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to say, just tell me this: when she kicked you in the balls, did you go down before you threw your kick?
No, I had that small window. You know.
Oh.
Or you didn't feel anything.
I've had someone walk up to me on my 22nd birthday, and they just said, I'm just gonna do this. I don't need to give you a reason. And they just punched me in the balls in the middle of a bar.
What?
And people were like, man down, man down.
Well, yes, because everybody knows that it hurts to get hit there.
Oh, the pain.
I went out for a drink one night in Reading, and I was really drunk, and I decided, and I was walking around Reading Town Centre, and they had these bollards that must be about just a little bit higher than waist high.
Yeah.
And I jumped. I thought, these are metal ones.
Oh,
and
I know what
I
you're
decided.
talking about. Yeah.
Anyway, I jumped up and tried to put my foot on it, and I remember quite clearly that I realised that my foot hadn't touched the top of it, and I went on my nuts. I thought I'd broken them. I ended up sort of running around.
I've seen a guy, really running down the street with those in front of him, and they've just glided between his legs, and then he for a second has misstepped on a curb and whack.
But this must have been comical when you see me, because I literally landed like boom right on it, and I was stuck there for a good couple of seconds. So there's just this guy who just literally launched himself in the air, and landed directly on his nuts, and just hanging there on top of the bar pole for 2 seconds before he slides off.
Dude, I've seen the guy who did it. The guy who did it, both his legs came out. It looked like a cartoon. Okay, it's like the old skateboarding videos you see, and a ball pain in itself is the most. It's just absolute. I'm not trying to say now. Oh, girls can't experience pain. No, fucking ball pain. Fucking hell. And the compilations of skateboarders racking themselves, that is like a psychic shockwave of pain. Every man feels it.
Yeah. I mean, I've hurt myself just sitting down occasionally.
Dude, I hurt myself the other night when
There's a reason why we need to spread a little bit.
Yeah.
You know how I mentioned I was a little bit under the weather over the weekend, right? Well, I had to walk around the garden. I slipped on the concrete, and I overstretched my leg, and that hurt. That caused some discomfort.
There's I just remember there was an article on femme spreading.
Oh God.
Yes.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, obviously, in reaction to man spreading, someone's gone with femme spreading, and there's a whole load of pictures going around of women.
We watched the video. We watched a video about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, femme spreading.
That was a video we watched.
Right. It's not a gendered issue with people just having to spread a little bit on the tracks, and some people do it more than others of both genders.
Just hearing femme spreading sounds really disgusting.
Yeah, it does sound.
But I'll be honest, it makes me consider turning gay.
It basically shows loads of women, and it's not just like legs out, but it's just sort of like legs across 2 seats or bags all around.
Somebody was like cutting up onions or something.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I want to know someone
on a tube.
Can you stop femme spreading?
And a woman on the busy tube, lying on like 4 seats, just lay down, reading a book.
Or like shopping bags or purses or just stuff.
Femme spreading, if that's what it's called, then that's been around for a long time. I used to actually know what when I was at uni, we have double-decker buses going through Norwich, and I do that on purpose, just so somebody wouldn't sit next to me.
Yes, everybody has some way of doing it.
I do it at hospital appointments all the time. I put my bag on the seat next to me, so I don't have to deal with a weirdo sitting next to me.
Yeah, because you have to get them away from you, and it's like, well, either I sit by the window and put something there, or I sit in the aisle and people nudge me all the fucking time when they go past me.
Yeah, it's
There we
I
go.
can't
it's
manspread
a
the two
people
seats, okay?
issue.
There you go.
I
I'll put it
can't
in the chat.
manspread that far.
There you go. Just put it in the chat. There you go. That came
Oh,
out.
brilliant.
Oh god, this is hilarious.
All right, I'll screen share
Be
that.
the Daily
Give me a
Mail, wouldn't
second. Oh, Daily Mail. So you know it's going to be super rational, super skeptical, and
I mean,
present
it's
to everyone.
pictures though, so you can't really argue with pictures.
okay.
It's not like they're
Spreading.
writing an article
Oh,
or something.
you
It's
lazy
just
cunts. The best part about that, those seats fold up.
Those ones, yeah. But it gets better. So if you were, there's one like
yeah,
a lady with.
you just keep going. It gets really
Okay,
hilarious.
what's she doing that's film spreading? This one here.
Right.
Well, that would be classified as manspreading, wouldn't it? You know, she's using maybe.
Yeah,
an
and this one, she's not
inch.
even in a bloody seat.
No,
I
that's
think-
where you put your cargo.
Yeah, she's just
Yeah,
taking up
block-
cargo.
block
Oh well,
access.
she's cargo. No. It's perfect. Women are objects. She proves it. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
like what the fuck?
Is she cutting? What I want to see, right, is if someone fuck off. I want to see if somebody, right, starts crying next to her.
I mean, like, and she's taking up 2 seats doing it.
I love that they're trying to censor these people. Just the eyes are the mystery.
I mean,
can see the rest of your face.
you get a lot of the eyes are important in facial recognition, so you can't blame them.
Priority seating. Hang on. Priority seating, like the disability thing. So you know the guy next to it, right? He's not
The
disabled.
person that will go and make them move.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. That's. Dude,
Yeah, no,
That-
that's a pretty big man spread.
that is. She must have the biggest balls. This must be comfortable. I used to do something similar on the train when there was a table between, and I'd do that just because the table's in the way.
Yeah,
Only if there's no
when
one
I was-
around.
When I came back, I was traveling back from Vegas, and the seat next to me was empty. So I was like,
That's
"Damn,
spread.
yeah." Well, I didn't spread. I just sort of lay down in a kind of cramped 2-seat, but it worked.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my God,
so
look at
this
that. People
picture
still
points
here.
out, like, the other pictures, you can't really see if the bus is crowded or not. Like, this
Yeah.
one,
Not being
you
fu-
can obviously see is crowded. Like,
Yeah,
if
look,
people were
here
doing
still-
this kind of
look
shit,
at this guy
like,
right here. He's like,
sorry,
what
they
the fuck is she doing?
like, if people were doing this
Repair and
kind
go
of
and ask her to move.
like, if,
Her shoes off and she's
yeah.
if people were doing this kind of shit, like, if there was nobody on the bus, it wouldn't matter that much. But when the bus is fucking crowded or people are standing or whatever and they're spreading, that's when you're a douche.
Yeah, this one I don't
Okay,
get.
this isn't. Yeah, I don't get this one because okay. Once I carried, I was given a keyboard for Christmas, and I had to take it through Charing Cross to Liverpool Street. So I had to go through the tube to Tottenham Court Road and
Oh,
then
so you
change.
don't want to bump it.
Oh, it was crowded. It was so funny.
I-
Poor people. You can move that, and it doesn't look crowded.
She's like, "Shh, don't tell anyone."
You see the windows. You just slut shaming. I don't know. What's going on here that's spreading?
Well,
I
it's
mean,
just
but
the
it-
act of you
No,
don't
Yeah.
have your legs together. That's what they want. Like, that was the whole thing with the whole manspreading thing, is that you should keep your legs together.
Why are the bags on both sides?
Right, that's the douchey part. She
That's
could put one
selfish.
bag in the seat or something.
I like the hat though. Dude, I don't want to focus on that. That is a big old spread. Let's just stop sharing that and close that article. That's
Don't start.
That was a big spread.
I remember a while ago there was a product that went on the market called the personal space ring, and it basically you like wore it, I don't know, over your shoulders, and it was like basically a hula hoop around you, and you walk around and go, "This is my personal space." Do
You
not
want
enter my
everyone
space.
You know what everyone needs? Everyone needs their own personal Zorb.
At this rate, it's going to happen, isn't it? You know, we won't be able to talk to anyone
I want
except through
I want a
censorship
Zorb.
channels. You know,
one.
Oh, well, I technically have it because I use the blind person white cane because I can't see.
Yeah.
It
You
gives you
have
this little
you know,
breathing space around you, which is quite nice.
It's great because I mean she doesn't see it, but I see it, and the dirty look she gets, and it's just epic.
That must sustain you.
It's because I mean, you chip over a kid, and they turn back about to like have a go, and they suddenly like, oh, and have to sort of turn away, and then they end up hitting the kid, going, oh, don't mess with the disabled people, get in trouble. Where is this personal? I'm trying to find this personal space ring. No,
I'm quite fortunate. I don't know. I've been through London a few times, and that makes me so claustrophobic. I'm not even a claustrophobic guy. But when you're on the tube and it's completely full, oh my god!
No, it's worse.
Lack of personal space.
Yeah, I live in suburbia, so I drive everywhere. I don't use public transport for anything. So
I walk everywhere now, but I live in a quieter area, so it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's.
There are a few gobby teenagers, but I kind of tower over them, so it's not really a problem.
Last summer, during the hot spell last summer, we had a cancellation on the London train, Waterloo train, and as a replacement, they decided to bring along a 4-coach train to replace an 8-coach train. So you had the people that were going to get on the last 8-coach train, plus the people that were intending to get the other one as well, all getting on an 8-coach train.
Oh, that's gay.
Yeah,
I had this thing right once where they at London Bridge they had an issue with one of the lines, and I having never been to London Bridge, which I've now discovered to be a freaking maze, I had to find an exit and get a complimentary bus service that was actually around the corner on the bridge that I'd never been on, I'd never been to, I'd never seen. Took me half an hour to find it, and I ended up being late for my follow-up train, my booked train to Norwich. I could not find anything, but the buses were really old and cramped, really cramped. I hate buses in London.
Yeah. And you guys are the Tory plan. They've outlined a more censored internet, haven't they, for y'all? Or
Yeah, I heard about this.
You guys are. 1984 was not a manual, people.
It really does put us in a position where we do. I'm okay with the Tories staying in charge if they don't push with that internet censorship thing.
Yeah, they've been trying to do that for a while.
I can't trust Labour. I can't trust Lib Dems. I can't trust any of the other parties.
Know who to vote for? I haven't got a clue.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've got people who are saying I might vote Labour, and I have to remind them what the Labour manifesto actually says and who the dickhead is who's trying to push it.
Oh God!
I can't trust Labour because every time they're in power, they bury us in debt, and the Conservatives have to do the unpopular thing of austerity. And then they fuck up and go down the super elitist path, and it's like, oh, for God's sake.
I think Theresa May has already had to kind of backpedal a bit about this whole social care thing. So many people kicked off about it.
She'll be U-turning on quite a number of issues on that, and I think as soon as she does it, if she does it now, she might win by landslide rather than a close victory, which I think is detrimental to what she wants. Grain of what everyone expected, because we thought she was going to destroy Corbyn anyway. But anyway. And then there are people arguing they want a, like I was faced on Twitter earlier. She said she wanted a soft Brexit. I'm like, no. I don't want Labour to win. I don't want Lib Dems to win. I want a hard Brexit, not soft Brexit. Shut up, Otterface. And otters suck.
Yeah, like if you guys don't have a clean break from the EU, then you guys are just screwed.
Exactly. What's the point of
then you'll be tied to them forever.
It's still a part of it. Oh, we like some bits of it though. No.
No, Brussels is terrible.
I mean, even leaving the EU and leaving the single market. I mean, I heard the other day that someone like Switzerland, though not part of the EU, is still part of the single market. So we're looking to move.
Norway.
Right. You're
Norway
just
have a deal with the EU as well, and they're not a part of EU either.
You're just not dumping a shit ton of money to the EU to make up for all the states that can't pay for themselves.
Switzerland will probably never join anyway because they're a tax haven.
Yep.
Any of you guys been to Greece?
Nope. Don't
No,
plan on
I
it.
wish I have, but I've never been lucky enough to go abroad.
Because if you ever go to Greece, you'll notice that a lot of the buildings have like the metal kind of girders sticking out the top.
I told you this.
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know that. But do you know why? Well, they all have the metal goes at the top. And this
Why?
is part of the reason they're in the shit, because basically they can claim that it's not a finished house and they don't have to pay tax.
Oh my god.
Oh, but
Yeah,
then again,
there's like
that explains so much.
It's like, look,
The
you've still
lazy
got.
fucks.
I know. It's
there's
amazing.
there's some kind of tax on buildings once they're completed. So if the metal
like
bits, the
mansion
roof isn't
tax.
finished. Kind of, yeah.
But are people
I
allowed to
think
live in it
Greece
though, or
is
it
remarkably
building
lazy in
codes?
this regard. Sorry, I spoke over you. Can you speak in?
What the fuck?
But do they run into building code issues with the buildings not being finished and not being allowed to
Dude,
like
it's
lease them out or
Greece.
whatever?
It's
Oh,
Greece.
no,
They're
there's-
lazy.
There's
Right.
a whole heap of issue with like people, contractors don't want to sign the deeds over to buildings, and it's a whole mess.
It's a shit
I've
show.
got like Greek Cypriot family, so
Oh,
yeah,
It's
it's
fun.
been a bit of a nightmare.
I've just
Yeah.
randomly stumbled on something, and I don't know if it's weird or not. And I need to know if this is weird. I'm just going to post it in. This is off topic massively. I was looking for something else, and I found this, and I wasn't just. I think this is meant to be a feminine hygiene product,
Etsy.
God.
Etsy.
and it's not
My
terrible, but
safe thing.
I think this is meant to be
Oh
a feminine,
wow.
Yes,
a feminine towel.
yep,
But
it's
it's
a
got-
thing.
It's got a Peppa Pig on it.
It's got
Oh,
kids
you gotta share that.
like cartoon on it.
Because they're meant to be.
Yeah, give me a second.
I can't.
Where's your girlfriend gone?
Oh, she's there still. Oh,
Uh-oh.
she'll be back. Yeah,
So this pretty cloth menstrual pad is like to regular observance.
I actually use Etsy because they've got a make your own Cthulhu mask and crochet pattern for the tentacle mitts, but I can't buy them just yet. So they've been sat on my little top bar here for a while. That is disturbing to imagine that a kid's cartoon that my niece adores is being used like that.
It's
and right in the
Sorry.
target zone as well.
Oh, they have others. Oh god, are there any other cartoons here?
Don't ask me how I found that. I was looking for something completely different and it just
Yeah,
stumbled
there
upon
is
it.
something. I think there's something
Yeah, I wanna
amusing
know,
about the
like,
idea of
the path you
bleeding
took.
on a pig.
I think I was looking for that personal ring
Sure.
thing. Yeah, and I was like, oh, what's that on Etsy? And then
Oh.
then I was just looking through some random stuff that it had associations with, and then there it was. I was like, what the hell?
Welcome back.
That is deeply disturbing.
Yeah, that's
You okay?
scarring.
Pig
Yeah.
is now on Maxi Pets.
I swear, there's no limit to anything now, is there? It's like,
Yeah, there's no shame. It's Etsy. I'm not going to say too much because they have some pretty cool stuff on there. But wow, they actually
It's
honestly
not, it's
they
not
have
Etsy. It's the person that put that up.
and it's actually making them regularly. Clearly, there's a market for this as well.
Yeah. I'll just show you.
Because it's meant to be like eco-friendly and all of that. The same as people going back to using like those terry nappies that you wash.
Yeah. See, the Etsy is the site that has the gloves that I originally designed my hands on. The purple and green.
Huh.
Yeah, but you can. This isn't the seller who does these ones because these are very loosely done. The tighter version that was sewn together was made by somebody else, but he never replied to my messages to get him to.
I've seen a knitting pattern for something very similar to that.
Yeah,
I
want to get a pair.
Well, I can knit, so
The pattern is on Etsy, which is pretty cool.
looks like crochet rather than knitting.
I think I learnt to knit when I was a kid, and then I forgot
I've been
because
reteaching
I didn't
myself.
think it was worth my time.
It's quite
I
hard
would
for
fail
someone who
miserably.
can't see.
Yeah, there must be a slight hindrance.
I have a magnifying glass which comes in very handy.
Oh, dude, if you did that outside, I bet you anything. The moment you start knitting, you burn the very thread you're using. With the sun at the moment,
Probably, yeah.
burning as you go along. I'm making progress. I'm still on the same line. Fuck.
It's all right
Yeah,
once you
so
get the
much
hang of
more.
it, because like muscle memory kind of takes over.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. And Laura, if you want the scarf thing, I can link it to you in the chat. Right, let's do that.
What else happened this week? I'm trying to remember. Or I think I shared the one where the Canada was going to build a monument to the victims of communism or something, a memorial, and people got offended by that.
You know, did that actually happen?
Yeah, I think I shared one of the. I can't remember which one I clicked on. It's one of the
Oh, yeah, I
articles
see
I
it.
shared.
Heat Street. Yeah, hang on.
Yeah,
I'll pull
Yeah.
that up. Give me a second.
yeah,
Everything's
because
slowing down with all the bloody tabs I've been opening.
Chrome will do that, unfortunately.
Don't tab shame me.
Yes, because apparently communism is great, guys. It's going to work this time.
Communism will totally work this time, and we'll reclaim what's left of
It's
Canada
not like
after.
it's not like more people died under Stalin and communism than under Hitler and the
Yeah, people forget
Holocaust.
this. They forget that. And they also forget that Mao killed
Yeah,
more.
China.
Oh, now he tops it all, doesn't it?
He
Yes,
annihilated.
and Fidel Castro too. Like people
Oh yeah.
like seriously think he was the greatest.
But communism, amazing.
Like people from Cuba are like, why the hell are you worshiping this guy? He's literally ruined our country.
The city of Ottawa,
it's people
Canada
I
will
know.
erect a large bronze memorial to honor the victims of communism. I like the air quotes around victims of communism. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hang on. Not. Never mind. Don't worry. For a second, I was going to go grammar Nazi and realize the full stop may be on the right side. The $3 million project is expected to be completed in 2018 and planned. Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm curious to see if it doesn't get stopped or not.
I would, it would surprise me if it was, considering isn't like Fidel Castro Justin Trudeau's dad or something? There were those pictures of people putting the younger face of some, I don't know, Castro next to Trudeau's face, and they looked so much alike.
Yeah, Canada is in an interesting place right now because C-16 passed, so
Yeah. Look,
that's not fun for any Canadian YouTubers now.
Despite the monument will memorialize tens of millions who died over the last century, Stalin, for instance, is believed to have killed more than Hitler. He did. Millions of Chinese died. You need to mention millions more Chinese died in Mao's Great Leap Forward. It was over 60 million.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
What, was the
He
Holocaust,
killed
like,
more than
6 million or
Stalin and
something?
Hitler together.
I think. Oh, yeah, the Holocaust, the numbers are.
Fuck off, advert.
You get ad block, mate.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so once the Romanian tosspot, he once said that he turns on ad block, and then he was telling everyone, "But don't turn it on for me, though. I need the money."
Oh, Google was supposed to get smarter with like how they ad block, well, at least on mobile versions anyway, where they won't block the annoying ads, like they'll block the ones that take up the full phone or whatever and require you to click X in order to kill the ad or something, and you can't move without that. Like those types of annoying ads, they'll try and suppress, but ones that are within a page and aren't too annoying.
Hackjob in the chat mentions it. Is Heat Street the website a Poe? Because I don't know much about them as a website. I'm not sure if they are or not.
A what?
Poe. A joke, troll,
Poe?
Someone that tends to hold extremist views.
They lean more conservative.
They're not a troll website then.
No, they
Okay,
tend to get their facts mostly right. They're not yeah, no, the stuff that wasn't just on their website, but I don't know.
Some
they're
really
writing.
crazy shit going on this week. I
Yeah.
feel like I missed most of it, and I'm really annoyed about that.
What?
But it seems to be there's quite a lot of it going on. Like not just the drama, but all this shit in the news. And there I am putting out some crappy old article video. I'm like, I could have done one of these.
Or the Phoenix or the conceptual Phoenix hoax story that was
I'm
published.
sorry, what's this?
I think it was also another article I shared from the College Fix as well.
There's so many.
The
the
conceptual
college
penis as it's something having to do with like patriarchy and
Right.
stuff.
Yes, screen share this. This looks super serial.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a better
Yes.
website to view it on, but it was kind of hilarious.
Right. Men behind conceptual penis hoax say academe trades respectability for ideological crusades.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a fucked up title. Working in a biased environment, we successfully sugar-coated utter nonsense for a combination of fashionable moral sentiments and impenetrable jargon.
Well, because if you read the original paper, it's just like bullshit after bullshit of just like words that you would typically
You know what
hear
that
from
is?
these social justice types.
That's what you call like corporate America. You use all the big words to sound like you're doing something, and you do
Right.
absolutely nothing.
Right, and one of the comments on the paper that they submitted was like, "This is really good," and yeah.
That's part of the reason why I didn't complete my media degree, because I did a whole paper, like assignment on Stigmata. Do you remember that film Stigmata?
I
Yeah,
think so.
Stigmata. Oh, was that the thing that
Yeah.
Alan Rickman where he has like no genitals or something? Was that Dogma?
No, that's
That's
dogma.
Anyway, it's a kind of vaguely religious thing. I wrote this whole thing about how the beginning scene means this and that and everything else, and then I watched the DVD commentary, and the guy was like, "Yeah, we like this bit because we like the blood, dude. Look cool, and we got this guy. Yeah, he's Frank from around the road. We got him in to do that scene, and I realised it was all bullshit." It's all bullshit. All this critical theory stuff. Majority of it is just guesswork. It's bollocks.
Amazing. I love it.
I mean, maybe it wasn't intentional, and maybe
Oh.
we watch classic films, for example, and you make all these assumptions that they were indicative of the time and it influenced the work. But I guarantee they're not thinking about it at the time.
I know that there's been a lot of Reddit drama.
I don't really check out Reddit much. Something about Reddit just puts me off them.
I check only a few. There's been a bunch of censorship issues with R the Donald. they're a little crazy over there, but like I think the admins of Reddit forcefully removed some mods or something. I forget what it was.
I'd heard about that, but then I also remember that back when Powell became CEO, lots of subreddits were shut down, and it was a clusterfuck, and admins lost their position. Reddit's come through like phases of that.
Yeah, and then they filter certain things that are allowed to default subreddits, and sometimes they're actually filtering R all as well.
That sounds useful and productive.
Yeah. And then a few days ago, our socialism bans all Venezuelan Redditors from its mega thread about Venezuela. Because obviously,
Venezuela.
because socialism works,
how socialism
right, guys? Venezuela isn't in a shithole or anything right now.
Socialism. I mean, Venezuela is the epitome of how socialism does totally work. I love that they got. They had a Formula One driver called Pastor Maldonado. I don't know if he still races in Formula One, but a lot of his money that he brought to the Williams team came from Venezuela and from oil. And it was like that money was he was earning like 500 grand a year himself, but everything else was going to the team, and it's like, oh my god, this money could have actually gone to feed people.
Excuse me.
Right.
It's crazy that we're moving into a world. I'm just reading that. Have you heard of the Satanic Temple? They're the guys who
No.
place those statues outside government buildings in the States because of freedom of religion. I think
What,
there's
the Baphomet?
the Baphomet statues, yeah. And
Baphomet.
yeah, it's got like he's got two kids. He's sitting down with one hand up, and he's got this big goat head, and he's got the little kids next. He's got two little kids next to him. Because I don't know what they're talking to him or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's crazy when you look at their manifesto in terms of the satanic guidelines for effective protest. That they actually make more sense than a lot of crap I'm seeing these days. I can send you the link. It's just I don't know what you're I'm not a Satanist at all, and I think these guys are a bit pontific. But but it's crazy that these guys have got a pretty good guidelines for effective protest. So things as protest is an act of free speech, and protesters must respect free speech. That's number one. I think it's pretty solid.
Has it come up yet? It's still redirecting on my webpage. I need to close these tabs. Fuck me. It's like every single tab I've opened from those links you guys have been posting to me.
Your computer's a derp.
But my computer's a few years old, so let's just blame it on the age, shall we? Be ageist to tech.
Download more RAM. That will fix everything. Don't download the RAM. That's a bad idea.
No, it's not happening. Sorry.
Did
Will
you
put that page up?
It's a Christian browser.
Keeps redirecting. I had to go with Chrome annoyingly because every time I went to Firefox, it would crash my laptop after about 5 days. Like, why are you doing this to me, Firefox? Why?
I used to use Firefox a lot, and then I just stopped.
Firefox can suck my noodly appendage.
Which one?
By the way, when I showed the Ron Jeremy rum to my family, only one person, and it happened to be my brother-in-law, said, "Wouldn't it have been better if that was in a cock decanter?" He got it straight away, and I hadn't told him. There was no warning; it just came out.
Have you actually tried it yet?
No, because I was ill, wasn't I? I've been ill, and I've still got a headache, and I've taken painkillers. But on the thing, I think it says like long, smooth taste. I hadn't noticed that. I missed a joke on that one.
You could have got so much farther.
Goes wrong when you've had a hard day at work.
The adult drink or something. Like, oh my god.
Oh, it says it's adult rum, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that. Oh my god, I was in hysterics when I saw that. Oh, I can't wait to put rum in my mouth.
I think they've got the right tone for it. It's a little bit naughty, but not so much that people who are actually rum drinkers wouldn't buy it.
Now, I found out that you mentioned, I think it was probably you mentioned the Ramstein vodka or tequila.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I went on that page and I was like, oh my god, they got Motorhead whiskey. I'm like, oh my god.
There's Hammerfall one as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's like really expensive. I think it was like £90 a bottle.
If I find that the ashes of Lemmy went into making that scotch, I will buy it.
That's great.
For the amount of money, I really want some of his ashes.
I think you're paying for the whole marketing and packaging as well.
Yeah,
though.
you know that's going to be no better than something like Jack Daniels, but and Jack Daniels sucks.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of it.
Right.
My colleagues were talking about a rum that I'd never heard of today, and it's called. Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's called Wren and Nephew. It's a Wren WR. Yeah, Wren and Nephew rum. I think it's 68% rum.
That's only a little bit stronger than isn't it Bacardi white rum is like 65%?
Okay. I didn't. It doesn't. I don't really want to drink that. It sounds disgusting.
Dude, I only know that from when I was 15 years old. It might not be that anymore, and I may have forgotten it wrong. I've remembered it wrong. Sorry.
I didn't think you could. There's only a few drinks you can actually get that strong, because most of the time, I think it's 40% is the maximum.
Now it is, yeah, I think.
Yeah, so we have found it, but I think it's like something like 68%. It's like, yeah, because apparently a colleague drank like a two like a double of that and still standing.
Dude, when I was 15, right? I was 15, and I was staying at a friend's. His parents had loads of adult friends over, and they all had glasses of white rum, and they gave me some, gave me like a shot worth. And I'm like 15; I'd never had any alcohol in my life. I had this one drink, and I took like 3 cans of Coke to get that taste out of my mouth. But by the third can, I realized I could no longer see properly or stand. One shot of this incredibly strong drink, and I was 15 years old and fucked out of my head.
Oh, it's 63%. Yeah, I had a similar thing when I was out in Spain. End of a meal, my dad, he just said, they brought out the shots, the after dinner shots, and my dad was like, "Yeah, you can have one." Okay, I have one. I quite liked it. It's a liqueur, so it wasn't too strong. So, but then I decided to drink the other 4.
Yeah. Well, a friend in the chat's just mentioned Bundaberg rum. Have you ever had that?
Oh God, yeah, that.
My friend Carlos, he knows his drinks.
Yeah,
we talk a lot about.
But isn't that Australian or something?
Ooh.
I think South African. Isn't it?
Wait, something good came out of Australia?
I might be wrong there.
Considering y'all just sent prisoners there.
Australian city. It's an Australian city, so let's.
InfoWars got White House credentials. Oh boy.
Bundaberg rum.
That stuff has got a reputation. It's a bit fighty. People,
really?
People we have not been known to, when they drink that, to get It's
you
a bit
like people who
like
drink Stella in the UK?
Yeah.
The wife beater juice. So. I know a lot of people who like Stella mixed with lemonade, and they're like, "Why?" Because then I only beat gay men. Oh, you're so funny. I used to say that. I'm not even kidding.
It's like, I think it's also. Have you heard of Castle Lager as well?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Yeah, that's got a bit of a reputation. Similar to Stella.
Left.
Left. Oh, don't start on left. No, not left. Please, God. Is that the sweet one, isn't it?
Don't you like it? I think it is.
It's
I haven't heard it in a long time.
I've got a friend of mine who's just obsessed with that drink, and he will divert everybody else to a bar that has it, even if it's across the whole town.
Lager is donkey piss. Fuck you, Laura. You're a Geordie. You know shit.
UCLA paying students to fight whiteness patriarchy. I just shared that link. UCLA being a derp.
When I was staying with my dad and my cousins to a strip club in Greece. He came back with these bottles of beer called Piss. Piss, and on the back it said in massive letters, "Drink this piss in moderation." And I didn't know how to react. Neither of us knew if we were actually going to be drinking beer or actual piss. It was, the beer does exist. You can Google it. It exists.
I think I want to.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly pull it up because I don't want to get where's it?
Actual
Fuck off. I will find you. Hey, this is important, okay? Here it is. Piss. I found it. Leprechaun piss, not that.
You sound so happy about finding piss.
Here as well. Oh my god, this is bad. Oh, there we go. Share. Present to everyone. Piss. Look at that. Look at that. You got
Yeah, that is a
Horde
bottle of
and you got
piss.
Leprechaun Piss. Look at that. Top news story there. That was amazing.
That is kind of hilarious.
Oh, amazing. Oh, what was I going to pull up? Infowars, yeah?
Oh yeah, I found two. Infowars got White House
Wait,
credentials.
Infowars got White House.
Yeah, that's a
Infowars did. I'm not surprised that they've been given credentials. A fake news outlet. Here we go. Present to. Let's see. It's a very small room, isn't it?
It is. There's, I think, only like 30 people or something, maybe can sit. Maybe a little bit more. But yeah,
Wow. I kind of expected obviously the White House I expected them to get bigger over time to accommodate for all the other outlets as well.
yeah. Well, some outlets
But
have
no sound.
some outlets share a correspondent. I think, if I remember looking at the map correctly, assuming I'm interpreting that right now.
Alex Jones. Oh my God! Is that the Super Male Vitality thing?
Yeah, so a few, if like BuzzFeed and some other news things share a seat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 7, so 49 seats available. Yeah, the other one I shared was about UCLA fighting whiteness. Apparently, being white is bad now.
Being white is getting. If you're white, utterly flayed by these idiots online at the moment.
You're a fucking white male.
Astonishing. Yeah, exactly. Said by a white male.
Yeah, irony.
So go back to that
Don't
point
be white, everyone.
earlier
Being
about
white's bad.
hoisting white men out of jobs and things. It does annoy me because you're like, I've got
this
particularly.
idea of.
Sorry, go on. I was just going to say.
It's just no representation.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an insult. And obviously takes away from what they've accomplished. They didn't get there because of their skin, the color of their skin. They got there because they worked for it.
Yeah, because I've got a pretty good job, and I've worked for it. It's not like I've had someone who came along and went, "Oh, you have a job." If I didn't know what I know, I wouldn't have got the job. There's just two ways about it.
To hold people to the same standard, then those that acquired their position have been given a leg up, gender or racial quotas and affirmative action from their jobs because they did not earn it. You defeat the whole point of meritocracy within the workplace, which, if anything, stimulates growth. People jobs they do not.
Lost you there.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry, lost you a bit there.
Yeah, I was getting some weird. The internet was dumpstering on itself. Damn Comcast.
I was being intelligent.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, I could, like, you were breaking up for me. Everybody was breaking up for me, so it was like this hang up thing was probably just derping on itself. So now I'm back.
Omegon, you still there?
I hate the world. Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
My
can hear you
internet
now.
must be crapping out.
Okay, apparently it wasn't just me. Apparently other people were hearing you go.
Oh, I had this problem.
So nobody was understanding you anyway.
Yesterday with streams. and my voice kept on just out. It just kept on. I don't know why.
So it sounded like you're going on a go slow, but in a kind of digital way.
You are all dead to me.
Happened again.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I had this issue a few days ago, and I don't know why. I can't fix it on my end without cutting the internet, which mean ending the stream.
Yeah, it's in the router on and off again.
That would be unfortunate. You just have to reset the router or something. Or unplug it and plug it back in.
The techie's
Yeah,
answer to everything.
probably.
Turn it on and off again.
Hey, if it works.
Have you tried turning it on?
99% of the time it does work. Can confirm.
Or just, is it plugged in?
Oh, I hate my life.
I hate
I have
people.
to. I think I'm gonna have to end the stream because of my internet crapping out.
Oh.
I'll try and
Okay.
sort out another stream. If that's okay.
Well, will the stream actually, if you disconnect, will it actually disconnect? Because I know that I was watching the Warskis when they had Rags on, and then the Warskis disconnected, but Rags was still connected to their stream, and it was still streaming through YouTube. So I don't know what'll happen if you actually leave. YouTube might be weird. You could try leaving and see what
Yeah,
happens.
give me a
I'm just
second.
curious.
Shut up. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, see, it's still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed it works and fixes the issue.
Yeah, I think it would drop once everybody leaves if he doesn't kill it manually.
So
Darn
it might be
Omegon,
gone for.
shitty internet.
If it's going to reset the router, he might be away for a while.
Yeah. Well, how long does it take to reset a internet? Can't be that long.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 do.
Has there been anything else interesting this week?
You are
Ah!
all annoying. I hate all of you. You embarrass me. No, if this happens during the Sunday Fun Day stream that I was on, going by it, and my internet kept crapping out. So much.
It's still crapping out, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still not behaving.
Oh. Okay, then my only other solution, yeah,
To turn it off and turn it back on.
I think I'm gonna have to end the stream because my internet's not gonna work
Yeah.
properly.
That's unfortunate.
Another one during the week if you guys are free for it.
Yeah, I'm free most days.
Cool.
Except for Thursdays, because I play Pathfinder on Thursdays.
That's cool.
And I have to see if my hunter will die to mummy rot or not.
Okay,
Yeah, that was an unfortunate turn of events.
I'm now ending this.